Hey there, future first responders. Today we're diving into another critical first aid scenario. We'll be learning about choking, its signs and symptoms, what to do, and importantly, what not to do when someone is choking. Choking is one of those emergencies that can happen to anyone, anywhere at any time. Knowing how to respond can literally be the difference between life and death. So whether you're a seasoned caregiver or new to the world of first aid, this episode is for you. At the end of this episode, you'll know exactly what to do if you or someone you're with starts choking. We'll be covering everything from the different types of choking to how to perform abdominal thrusts and how to use a defibrillator on a choking victim. But before we jump in, let me introduce myself. I'm the founder of an academy where we teach people the skills they need to help themselves and others in a medical emergency. I'm also the author of a best-selling book about first aid. And if you're new here, welcome! We release free first aid and CPR videos every week. So hit that subscribe button to stay up to date. First things first, what is choking? Choking happens when your airway gets blocked by a foreign object or liquid. This blockage prevents enough air from getting into your lungs, which can quickly lead to unconsciousness and death. There are two main types of choking, mild and severe. Mild choking happens when the blockage isn't complete, meaning you can still breathe, but might have trouble doing so. On the other hand, severe choking occurs when the airway is completely blocked, preventing you from breathing or making any sound at all. Let's take a closer look at the signs and symptoms of choking. Being able to recognize the signs of choking is crucial in these situations. Look out for these common indicators. If someone is choking, they might be unable to speak or make any sound. If they can't talk, it's a clear sign that they're having trouble breathing because they're trying to keep their airway open. Coughing is another telltale sign. A harsh, dry cough that doesn't result in anything being brought up could mean that the person is choking. Next, watch for visible signs like pointing to the throat or clutching at the neck. These are universal gestures indicating that someone is choking. Additionally, if you notice someone's face turning red or purple, it's a sign of hypoxia or oxygen deprivation due to the choking. Finally, look for signs of distress. Is the person gasping for air? Are they struggling to breathe? These are all indicators that they may be choking and need help. Now that we've covered the signs and symptoms of choking, let's move on to what to do when someone is choking. Time is of the essence, so being prepared and knowing the right course of action can save a life. First, ask, are you choking? If the person can speak, they might be able to remove the obstruction on their own. However, if they can't speak or make any sound, immediate action is required. Encourage the person to try and cough forcefully. This can help dislodge some objects and should be done if the person is conscious and able to cough. If the person is unable to cough effectively, stand behind them and wrap your arms around their waist. Make a fist with one hand and place it slightly above their navel. With your other hand, grasp the fist and give it a quick upward thrust. This is known as the Heimlich maneuver. It's important to use enough force to be effective, but not so much that you cause injury. Aim for 5 to 6 sharp thrusts, and after each thrust, check if the object has been dislodged. If not, repeat the Heimlich maneuver until the obstruction is removed. For pregnant women and those who are obese, the technique is slightly different. Instead of a regular Heimlich maneuver, you should perform chest thrusts. To do this, stand behind the person and position your hands in the center of their chest, just below the collarbone. Give quick, sharp thrusts inward and slightly upward. Again, aim for 5 to 6 thrusts and repeat as needed. In cases where the person becomes unconscious, lay them on their back and begin chest compressions. For adults and children over the age of 1 year, perform 30 chest compressions followed by 2 rescue breaths. If you're trained in CPR, continue this cycle until help arrives. For infants under 1 year of age, support their head and neck with one hand while using your other hand to perform back blows. Lay the infant on their back and rest your forearm on the infant's back, making sure to cover their head and neck securely. Deliver 5 firm back blows between the shoulder blades. Then turn the infant face down and continue with 5 chest thrusts. Repeat this cycle of back blows and chest thrusts until the obstruction is removed or help arrives. Now let's discuss what not to do when someone is choking. Knowing what not to do is just as important as knowing what to do. Here are some common mistakes to avoid. First, never attempt to blindly finger sweep the person's mouth. It might sound like a good idea, but you could push the object further down the throat or injure the person's mouth or teeth. Similarly, avoid reaching over the person's head to remove the object. Not only is this unlikely to work, but it can also cause injury or further obstruct the airway. Another no is performing abdominal thrusts on someone who is not severely choking. These can be painful and potentially dangerous if the obstruction is not lodged in the throat. And finally, don't waste precious time calling for help. If the person is unable to speak or breathe, every second counts. So call for emergency services as soon as possible. Delaying this can have serious consequences. If you want to learn more about choking or review these steps, we have a detailed guide available. Simply click the link in the description below to access it. As we come to the end of today's episode, remember that choking emergencies can happen anywhere and at any time. Being prepared and knowing the right steps to take can truly be life. The next step to being prepared is learning how to use an automated external defibrillator or AED in the case of a choking emergency. So I encourage you to watch our previous episode on how to use an AED. I want to extend a big thank you to everyone who has supported us so far. Your support means the world to us and allows us to continue creating valuable first aid and CPR content for you. If you found this video helpful, please hit that thumbs up button and share it with anyone you think it might benefit. Also, don't forget to subscribe to stay updated on our latest videos. Thanks for watching, and until next time, stay safe and be prepared.